R.V. Deshpande plays down the Chief Minister comment controversy, but at the same time states that Siddaramaiah would never make an irresponsible statement. Basavaraj Rayareddy and Vinay Kulkarni call for review of EVMs to seek Rahul Gandhi's consent in asking the Election Commission to remove EVMs for Lok Sabha polls. Drama in front of the Karnataka Film Chamber of Commerce. Producer, director and actor have an argument over a trivial issue. Bottled drinking water found contaminated at a wedding in Tumkuru. Water found with worms and other sediments and served at the wedding. And petrol and diesel get dearer. 80 rupees 99 paise per litre of petrol and 72 rupees 22 paise per litre of diesel in Bengaluru. Hello and welcome to News 9. I'm Nikhil Basuki. First up, students from Chennai's Presidency College were seen brandishing dangerous weapons in broad daylight in a Tamil Nadu local public transport bus. This incident reportedly caused a commotion inside the bus and triggered panic among passengers traveling in the bus. Here they are brandishing machetes. This incident was reported from the Broadway Karnataka route. The armed students were seen swinging what appears to be a machete as the bus was moving. The police have launched an investigation into the issue as the pictures are surfacing. The passengers inside the bus were really scared as the college students were pulling these stunts. Questions have been raised in this matter are that, firstly, where did the students get these machetes from and why exactly are they brandishing these machetes in public? Now, this incident has reportedly become a frequent exercise from the students of the college along this particular route. The students were allegedly seen shouting out slogans like "Cheers to the youngsters of Presidency College." Now, Twitter users shared this video to bring it to the attention of Chennai police while denouncing the act and labeling it to be stupid. Brandishing a weapon is a criminal offence in India under Section 503 of the Indian Penal Code on grounds of criminal intimidation. With fuel prices touching record highs in Bengaluru on Wednesday, the question on the minds of Bengalurians is, will the Karnataka government provide some relief by reducing the state sales tax component on petrol and diesel? Well, the answer apparently is no, with H.D. Kumaraswamy having said earlier that the price of petrol and diesel in Karnataka is much cheaper compared to the price of fuel in BJP-ruled states. Now, let's just take a look at what the price of petrol and diesel were at the close of business yesterday. 80 rupees 77 paise per litre for petrol, 72 rupees 3 paise per litre for diesel. Those were the prices yesterday. Let's look at it today. From today, it is 80 rupees 99 paise per litre, that is 22 paise dearer for petrol. 72 rupees 22 paise per litre of diesel, that has gone up 19 paise. So on a day-to-day basis, it is quite a jump, certainly compounding. JDS spokesperson Krishna Kumar is on the phone with me right now. Krishna Kumar, thank you for joining us and a very good afternoon to you. Now, we understand that the state sales tax is a component that plays a very big role in the price of fuel right now. This is in the hands of the government right now. There is no option given to remove it. Why is that so?
Look, petroleum products need larger reform, and that should come from central government. They should introduce GST in petrol. So all this speculation about who should reduce, who should increase will end. Why don't the Modi government propose petrol come under GST, and they have 20 states, they can easily get it passed through.
Right. So if let's talk about the central government. There are things that the state government can do, and that is reduce or expunge the state sales tax as well. What the state can do, what the state has in its hands, why isn't the state government doing that?
Because Mr. Kumaraswamy has already said we need a lot of money for loan waivers, we need a lot of money for infrastructure. After the introduction of GST, the state chief minister's hands are tied. We have just two ways to raise revenues. One is through petrol and another is through alcohol.
Okay.
We don't have any other mechanism to even, for suppose example, you want to give relief to Kodagu, we can't raise taxes. Remember when in 2012 or 11, when North Karnataka was flooded, Mr. Yadurappa was able to raise VAT from 14 to 14.5, and 5,000 crores accrued then he could fix the problems in North Karnataka. Such measures are not available to state chief ministers now after the introduction of GST.
Okay.
So we have to depend on these two for raising own revenues.
Allow me a counter here, Krishna Kumar. You said some of the only ways this can be raised is through taxing fuel and alcohol. Alcohol, understandable. It is still not a necessity. Fuel is. So fuel is a necessity for a bulk of the population in Karnataka. So this is again going to be argued as taking money from the people to fund people.
Yes, the government, that's what they do best.
Right.
Unfortunately, they transfer from the rich to the poor, which is what is happening in these
cases. Is that to say that the poor don't need fuel? They have to pay the same amount for fuel too.
No, but they consume a lot less fuel than the rich. The rich drive around on SUVs. There are more people are saying there are many single cars in Bengaluru.
The poor drive.
So you can't have it both ways.
Krishna Kumar, the poor drive tractors. Tractors take in more fuel than Mercedes cars.
But the poor get a lot of subsidy too.
Okay.
So,
all right.
There is no question that central should bring, if you want to put an end to the petroleum debate on which state should reduce, whether center should reduce, please bring it under GST. We have no problem.
All right, point taken. I accept that point that you made. It is a valid point. But at the same time, focusing on generating and mopping up revenue required for poor people schemes, that is very well taken as well. But is there any scope at all to find some sort of a middle ground so that even there's a large middle class population as well that is affected by this? Some sort of a respite for them.
I agree, but states' petroleum products are still very competitive. After the introduction of GST, there was an entry tax that was expunged. If you remember, the past governments used to have an entry tax component on petroleum and diesel prices. Now, after the introduction of GST, that component is gone. So now we are very competitive when compared to other states in petroleum prices. So I don't know how all the schemes for the poor can be balanced and relief can be given in petroleum prices.
Has there been an
I'm
alternative?
sure if it is possible, the chief minister would have done, being the finance minister. He knows the state of the finances of the state very well.
So has a shadow calculation been made? What if GST was imposed instead of a state tax? Would there have been a different number? Would there have been a better number? Has such a calculation been made as an alternative to be suggested,
no,
perhaps?
If GST is introduced, center will compensate for 5 years. There is a sunset clause in GST.
Okay.
Whatever revenues state governments fall short, for the 5 years, they will compensate the states. So the states will have to come up with a plan once petroleum prices go into GST. So we have a 5-year horizon to think about other ways of raising revenues to match this one. Till then, the center will fund the shortfall of states.
Right. Well, thank you, Krishna Kumar, for bringing us your insights on this matter as well. Criticisms are abound about the heavy rise in the price, and of course the state sales tax certainly is being treated as a dearer level. But at the same time, there is an argument that this will never be raised again. We're now cutting across live to Hyderabad. The final journey of actor and politician Nandamuri Harikrishna is currently underway. Just about leaving his residence in Mehdipatnam. The final journey will go all the way to the cremation ground in Jubilee Hills, where before 6, this is slated to be concluded. This will be a 2-hour-long journey from the residence here in Mehdipatnam to Jubilee Hills. 2 hours because of a large procession and many persons expected to dot the streets of Hyderabad between Mehdipatnam and Jubilee Hills, where the last rites will be conducted. Nandumari Hari Krishna died as a result of a tragic road accident on Wednesday. Here we see Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister and the brother-in-law of Nandumari Hari Krishna, N. Chandrababu Naidu, being one of the bearers of the pall as Nandumari Hari Krishna lies there deceased. Chandrababu Naidu is leading here amid chants. Overspeeding and the car crash is said to have caused this accident. Junior NTR and Kalyan Ram, the sons of the deceased, are walking in front of the remains of Nandumari Hari Krishna. Manoj is leading the way as well, clearing out the way so that there is a smooth movement of the remains of Nandumari Hari Krishna. My colleague Neha Hebale joins me on the phone right now. Neha, this of course is a tragic event that took place yesterday. The final journey of Nandumari Hari Krishna is about to begin. Walk us through the details of the final journey.
Nikhil, in fact, if you would be able to see, it seems like a sea of supporters, fans, followers, family members as well, a lot of politicos as well who have gathered for the last rites right now that are, of course, going to be carried out in Hyderabad. And Nikhil, the fact is, if you would see, the two main people sort of carrying the body right now are, of course, the AP Chief Minister and brother-in-law Chandrababu Naidu, along with his son, Junior NTR as well. Definitely a black day, of course, for the entire film industry, for, of course, a lot of politicos as well, you would be able to see. It seems like it is, in fact, going to, go on for the next couple of hours. A very shocking incident that took place yesterday definitely took the entire industry as well as the political arena by storm as well. Now, even yesterday, Nikhil, in fact, we did see a lot of top leaders sort of expressing their sorrow over the incident and, more than their sorrow, expressing their shock over this entire incident and even questioning why and how this entire incident itself took place. It really seems like, it is, in fact, a black day, and even, of course, the father as well, a completely shaken up lot of family members that you would see who have sort of gathered over here right now for the last rites that are going to begin shortly. This is the last journey of Nandumari Hari Krishna, a great actor in his times as well, is what we are given to understand. And not just that, Nikhil, in fact, we did see, of course, the Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, top politicians of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, many of the film personalities from, of course, the Telugu film industry as well, all of who paid their last respect to the TDP founder NTR's son, Nandamuri Harikrishna. Unfortunate, very unfortunate incident that took place yesterday. He was, of course, just 61 years old, and he did sort of sustain critical head injuries, is what we are given to understand. And even through the day, we did, see a lot of reactions coming in, not just from the Telugu film industry, or not just, of course, from, of course, politicians from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and, of course, other places as well. But we did see a lot of reactions pouring in, of course, from Sandalwood, from Mollywood, from Collywood as well. In fact, so much so, Nikhil, such a great actor of his times as well. Many people really, of course, in their condolence messages also did sort of go on to, not just praise his days at, of course, praise his days in the industry, but also really went on to talk about him itself as a person also, Nikhil. And it is, of course, going to be an entire day of mourning for the family members and, of course, the politicians as well, Nikhil.
Thank you, Neha, for bringing us these details. So these are live visuals from Hyderabad again. We'll now slip into a short break. More news and updates are on the other side. Stay with us.
This festive season, own a BMW with the 360 plan. Joy starts now.
एक्स्ट्रा फाइबर युक्त पतंजलि नेचुरल चक्की आटा, शुद्ध बेसन, प्रोटीन से भरपूर अनपॉलिश्ड नेचुरल दालें एवं असली बासमती राइस के साथ देश के सर्वश्रेष्ठ चावल अपनाइए, शुद्ध खाइए, स्वस्थ रहिए।
Introducing Kamdhenu Next Double Ribs Interlock Steel, जो दे 2.5 गुना ज्यादा bond strength. Kamdhenu Next Next Generation Interlock Steel.
Ready for anything. The new feature-loaded Renault Kwid. Renault, passion for life.
Welcome back. Big news coming in. Chief Minister Kumaraswamy meets President Ramnath Kovind at Rashtrapati Bhavan in Delhi. That's the latest coming in. Chief Minister Kumaraswamy meets President Ramnath Kovind at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Chief Minister requests the President to give his assent to Karnataka Debt Relief Ordinance. The ordinance provides relief from debt to small farmers and agricultural labourers, and does require ratification from the President's office. The Chief Minister has made a formal request to the President to allow for this relief, an ordinance of the debt relief to be released. So that is what has happened. Here we see a picture from within the Rashtrapati Bhavan of Chief Minister Kumaraswamy greeting the President, who received the Chief Minister at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. A formal request was made to have the debt relief ordinance given assent to by the President. That's the latest coming in right now, and also the primary purpose of the visit of H.D. Kumaraswamy to Rashtrapati Bhavan. Big news coming in. The Chief Minister has asked officials to stop atrocities against small farmers and labourers from money lenders. Chief Minister has posted a tweet on this on his official Twitter account. H.D. Kumaraswamy has instructed all Deputy Commissioners and SPs to stop atrocities of money lenders on poor labourers. Many of the labourers and farmers are in heavy debt and are indebted to several money lenders who charge exorbitant interests. So a message has gone on Twitter as well, coming in from Kumaraswamy, instructing Deputy Commissioners as well as Superintendents of Police to step in and check the atrocities levelled against farmers, farm labourers, agricultural labourers and masons by money lenders, especially by money lenders. So all atrocities have to come to a stop, while the ordinance is being requested for. The debt relief ordinance has been requested by Kumaraswamy during his meeting with President Ramnath Kovind. Chief Minister Kumaraswamy, who apparently met Rahul Gandhi in New Delhi today, complained against former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and said that in case there is any problem in the coalition government, then it would purely be because of former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Well, this seems to be what has transpired in the meeting between Kumaraswamy and Rahul Gandhi, where the two met over the completion of 100 days of the Kumaraswamy-led coalition government. And now Siddaramaiah's statement in Hole Narsipura in a public gathering last Friday seems to have been brought up in this meeting. Nizam Fauzdar is on the phone with me. Nizam Fauzdar is the spokesperson from Congress. Nizam, thank you for joining us now. We understand from our sources that there was a bit of a complaint from Chief Minister Kumaraswamy against former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah to Rahul Gandhi. The same issue as was spoken about for the last 1 week as well over Siddaramaiah's comments. Your comment on this?
The sources that you're talking about are purely speculative.
Okay.
Nor anybody, let us say, both parties do not exactly have the preview of the meeting of the two heads of the parties. So what you're hearing and what is being speculated is purely a myth. Let us understand one thing. I appeal to all the politicians, I appeal to all the political parties. Let the government is functioning well. Let the government function, and let them achieve what they have come out on as a mandate to the Karnataka. So the aspirational speculations and somebody else is going to become a chief minister, somebody else is aspiring to become chief minister. These are for possibly the next term. It is not for the current government. The current government's agenda is extremely clear. It is to serve the people for the next 5 years. So Congress and JDS government will survive for the next 5 years. It will achieve its results. It will achieve every objective it has gone out to achieve, and we will make sure it does that.
Right.
So, when it comes to the statements coming from one leader or the other which is not authentic, please do not give any air to it, because none of the official spokespersons or the media of any of these parties is making such statements in the open public. So anything which is not coming from the media department of any of these parties, please do not give any authentication to it.
Well, Nizam, at this point, I must ask this question. I believe it's a fair question to ask over here. If at all it was meant to be about 2023 and beyond, why talk about it now when we're just fresh out of these elections and there is a government to be run?
I agree with you. I completely agree with you. This is the uneasy questions that certain sections of the media is asking constantly to divert, to take off the straight line approach of government. They do not want the government to function smoothly, collectively, and go about executing the plans that it has. So what has happened is, in the last few days, in the last 100 days, let me say the last 100 days, the only question some sections of the media is asking that who is going to be the next chief minister? With an assumption that the government is falling tomorrow. So they will go ask Mr. Kumaraswamy, saying that, in a private conversation, Siddaramaiah ji said this. So even nobody has a privy to that kind of a conversation. Now then they go to Mr. Siddaramaiah saying that, this is what has happened. Then they go and say to Mr. Yediyurappa, saying that, both these parties are actually hatching a conspiracy against you. So, he reacts. So the reactions and the speculations are purely a myth. So the Congress and the JDS government is here to stay for the next 5 years, and it will continue to function in the way it is supposed to. Mr. Kumaraswamy is fairly comfortable with the way the government is going. So he is taking his agenda forward. The Congress party is taking the agenda forward, and it will continue to serve. So all that we are hearing today is a pure myth.
Right. Thank you, Nizam, for seeking to clarify a lot of this. That was from the Congress perspective. But again, it's a matter of perception management that needs to be looked into. Now, Congress leaders from Karnataka seem to be planning a mega campaign against the misuse or perceived misuse of electronic voting machines in polls. A campaign has been planned against the use of EVMs as the Lok Sabha polls are getting closer. State Congress leaders are planning to exert pressure on the High Command to give their nod. The Congress leaders plan to hold a campaign in 8 states in total. Congress leaders Vinay Kulkarni, Basavaraj Rai Reddy and others are expressing apprehension over electronic voting machine tampering as has been perceived. So now it all boils down to a go-ahead to be brought from AICC President Rahul Gandhi to seek this campaign and to approach the Election Commission to review the use of EVMs. Worms, small sticks and other impurities were found in a packaged water bottle during a function in Tumkuru. This is said to have taken place in a marriage function at Tirumala Kalyana Mandapa. Impurities were found in 7 boxes of packaged drinking water bottles belonging to Blue Breeze company manufactured by Shaila Industries. Now what is alarming over here is that there isn't a visible stamp of ISI or FSSAI that shows that this has been through a tremendous amount of laboratory testing. Take a look on the left of your screen. The color is distorted. The contents just show flaking sediments and in some cases living organisms like worms.
ತುಮಕೂರಿನ ತಿರುಮಲ ಚೌಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮದು ಮದುವೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ಕುಡಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ಸ್ನ ತರಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. 25 ಕೇಸ್ ತರಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 7 ಬಾಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಟೈಪು. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕುಡಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಊಟದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅವರು ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರು, ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಈ ಥರ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ನಾವು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಓನರ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅವ್ರು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಳಿಸಿ ನಾನು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಏನು? ಸೊ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಕುಡ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನು.
It certainly warrants a great deal of investigation. Moving on, high drama was witnessed in front of the Karnataka Film Chamber of Commerce. A director, a producer and an actor from the Kannada movie Arohana were involved in a heated argument. Let's just take a quick look. According to sources, film producer Sushil allegedly had an affair with the actor in the movie, the heroine, which triggered an argument, and it seems to have blown up right outside of the Karnataka Film Chamber of Commerce. Now here's something for cricket fans. England leads the Test Series 2-1, but will India prove to be a formidable opponent? Southampton is where all the eyes are for the 4th Test match, and England is already one up in the Southampton duels that the two teams have had. Will they dominate or will India fight back? There's 5 days to go. Take a look at this report.
After the epic win in Nottingham.
Not a good shot from Root, but that is an excellent catch. Great take. Third slip is Virat Kohli. Bowled by Jasprit Bumrah.
That will be 5 wickets for Jasprit Bumrah. What a comeback.
Team India's confidence is on a high. England is a hurt unit. Trent Bridge result sets up Southampton Classic.
It's either a leg spinner or a carom ball to finish things off for Ravi Ashwin and India. Ball pitching into the rough, spitting and onto Anderson's gloves. And India have wrapped up this test match. They're back in the series.
A rare victory on the English soil in Test, when no one expected India to stage a comeback. Virat Kohli and his boys did the unthinkable. Batsmen stepped up at just the right moment. The bowling was top class. Catching was even better. England was decimated, outclassed and outplayed. What happened in Nottingham is now history. Both India and England are a fresh start. The best thing about a test match is that both the teams have a chance to start from the start. Yes, India's win in Nottingham was a commendable effort, but don't forget that England still lead the series with 2-1 margin. After India's win in Nottingham, the visitors now have 26 victories over England from 120 tests played. England, though, still leads with a considerable margin and has 45 wins. 49 tests have ended in no result. The win in Nottingham was India's 7th win on English soil, which tells you how difficult it has been for India to win a test match in England. England lead with 32 wins over India at home, and 21 matches have ended in no result. The news coming in is that England has asked for a green top for the 4th test. With cloud cover and a little bit of swing, England is looking to blow India away in Southampton.